Welcome back, everybody, to the Naissus Fantasy Podcast. With me, as usual, is Kellie-Anne Davidsson, and I'm Markus Vasily Vikander. And we're going to start off with that we got an email question from our second episode about mead and wine and other kinds of fancy drinks. And the question was about what the Vikings actually drank, since Emmanuel enlightened us that it wasn't just beer or ale they drank. So he answered, a large part of what the Vikings drank was a form of what might be called barley beer, today a low-alcohol beverage brewed from barley and juniper. It was often home-brewed and had a low alcohol content. For those who want to learn more, there is additional information at Castle Black, and you can access more details via Swish payment. Wait a minute, this sounds like one of those new Nigerian letters. No, jokes aside, he's been listening to the podcast and wanted to reach back since he got a question. But today we're talking about the final episode of season 1 of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So Kelly, what is your take on the last episode?
Ooh. The last episode, I think it really touched me. To see how Sir Duncan the Tall felt after the fight. I thought he was gonna be happy and cheerful that he actually won, but no, he was very sad, depressed, and I even think he suffered from survival's guilt.
Yeah, also it was deep for me as well, because a lot of TV shows don't show the physical damage you take in a fight. I've only done amateur MMA and sparring, but even then you can get banged up pretty bad. And there's not a lot of joy the day after, because then the adrenaline is gone and you've slept. So a lot of the inflammation in the body shows and damage, and you feel all of it. And just the start of the episode with Dunk mashed out under the tree and Lionel and his maester. So they show it even with Lionel and the other participants of the fight. That none of them felt perfectly afterwards. So I thought that was a good detail to add for realism and to show what it's really like after you've been in a fight, and that usually you look a lot worse the day after. So off-topic tip to everybody listening: you can Google how fighters look after their fights, and it's a big difference from what they look like in the octagon when they're interviewed after the victory. So it's usually when the fight is just over that you're happy, energetic, can go out clubbing, and the next day you will feel like shit.
Oh, yes.
And sometimes you can't even see through your eyes because your face is so swollen after all the damage you've taken.
Yeah. And you can really see it on the Dunk.
Yeah.
That his body is so broken down from the stab wounds, and he uses a walking stick just to be able to walk around. And you can really see how much pain he was in just by looking at him, and that was a very good detail as well, because many actors can't fake that good pain.
Yeah, he's a really good actor, and if I remember correctly, this is his first real acting gig. He used to be a rugby player before. So a good transition into acting. I think they mostly cast him for how he looked, that he had the look of Duncan the Tall. But I think he's gonna have a good acting career after this TV show.
Oh yeah, I believe so too, actually. He did that part so incredibly well.
I think same with the actor that does Lionel Baratheon also. I haven't seen him in many things before. I know he's an actor, and he's said in interviews that he has applied for roles in Game of Thrones before but not received them.
Okay.
But I think he's doing a tremendous acting job as well. He took a pretty small character in this season and made him really memorable. So great actor. Which also brings us over to the different offers Duncan got. So Lionel offered that Duncan could go with him to Storm's End and be his knight. And he said, if you come with me, I will love you like a brother. And if you say no, I will hate you like a brother.
And then war is coming.
Yeah, a war is coming, and we can be a unit.
Yes.
And then we had Baelor's brother, Maekar Targaryen, who also offered him a role at Summerhall.
Yes.
And Summerhall is the summer castle of the Targaryens. If you want to take an historical reference, for example, the emperors of Russia known as the Tsars, had a winter palace and a summer palace. So more powerful monarchs living in countries where you have summer and winter would usually have a residence for summer and a residence for winter, to show that you're rich and powerful.
Yeah, and
Can't
can
have
afford
just
it.
one castle.
No.
And the Kingdom of Sweden, I don't think that we've had summer and winter palaces in the same sense.
No.
But Austria has had them, Germany, France, Russia, and so on.
Yes.
And I think they also showed with Maekar that he really does love his brother and his sons.
Yes.
He's not completely the sort of asshole that you were made to believe in the beginning of the show.
Yeah, no, I really changed my opinion on him
Yeah.
with this last episode.
What was your view on Maekar in the beginning, and what is your view of Maekar now?
My view of him before was he's a piece of shit. He's not a very good dad to his sons, and now I could see how much he actually cares about his family and how they're feeling. And I also do believe that he also carries a lot of guilt that he actually killed his own brother.
Yeah.
You could see it in his eyes. And just if you look at his body language and everything, he is very sad and also depressed, I think, just like Dunk.
Yeah. And I agree with you that Duncan has survival guilt. He survived and Baelor didn't.
Yeah.
That perhaps he was not the one who should have survived. That perhaps it should have been Baelor.
Yes.
The king who never was.
Yeah. And he would have been a great king, I believe, if he would have survived.
I think so as well. And George R. R. Martin has also said that he believes that Maekar would have been... Baelor would have been a really good king for the Seven Kingdoms. Moving on in the show, after that, we get to see the squire, the Fossaway, I think the name of their families.
Yeah.
That he beat up his cousin, the asshole.
Oh, yes, he was very proud.
He has adopted a green apple as his sigil, sort of breaking with his family, and he's gotten married.
Yes.
What did you think about that?
Oh, when I just saw the woman he married and just how she acted, is like, oh, you've been fooled, my boy.
But don't you remember that we've seen her before in the show?
Yes, I do.
She's a prostitute.
Yes, I remember that. That's what my first thought was. Oh, you've been fooled.
Yeah, she took advantage of him.
Of course,
and she's definitely not pregnant.
No.
He is gullible and believes it.
Of course.
Yeah.
He's a young lad with no experience with women. So, yeah, I don't believe that marriage is gonna last very long.
Maybe.
It depends on what he could offer her.
Yeah, he's not a lord, but he's from a noble house. Definitely a step up from being a streetwalker.
Yeah.
So I don't think she's the one who's gonna leave him. It's if he realizes that he was fooled. But I don't think so.
No.
It's a bit too naive and kind.
Yeah.
So I think they're staying together.
Yeah.
But it's also that he's not high nobility, so it's okay for him to marry a commoner.
Yeah.
Not okay if you're a Baratheon, a Tully, or a Stark.
No.
Then you wouldn't do that.
No.
So there won't be anyone in his family that will stop him from that.
No.
Yeah, so also, apart from that, I also find an interesting part is that we got confirmation about why Duncan didn't want to knight the squire, because he wasn't actually a knight.
Yes.
Arlan of Pennytree never knighted him, which means that for the first and last time in the show's history, I was wrong. My analysis was wrong, but even the sun has its spots.
Yes.
But otherwise, I'm as close to perfect as you can humanly get. Yeah, but it also kind of shows how Lionel respects Duncan as a person. He didn't really care about that.
Yeah.
And also, Baelor confirmed him as a knight, so Duncan is a knight now.
Yeah. Yes.
Doesn't really matter what the original truth was. The realm has accepted him as a knight of the realm.
Yes. And
Aegon joining Duncan, we got to reveal in the end that Maekar didn't approve of it. Aegon has run away yet again.
Yes, there was... I just love Egg. He's such a special little character right now. And I do believe that Egg and Duncan is the perfect power couple in like a brotherly sense.
Yeah, they're sort of brothers. But I don't think there's that much more to take away from this specific episode. But if you talk about this show as a whole, like we've seen the entire first season now.
Yes.
Before that, you also saw House of the Dragon, and in the next episode we will be talking about House of the Dragon, and season 3 of House of the Dragon is released this summer.
Yes.
So comparing those two shows, what do you feel is the difference? How did it feel to be in this show compared to House of the Dragon? And what did you feel is the difference between House Targaryen in House of the Dragon and House Targaryen in A Knight of the Seven Kingdom?
The House Targaryen in House of the Dragon, you could feel how wealthy they were compared to in The Knight of Seven Kingdoms. They lost their wealth, and nobody actually likes them to be in power in the Seven Kingdoms. And it's two completely different shows for me, because in the House of the Dragon you just get to follow royalty and all the intrigues they have with line of succession and everything when they fight about that. And in this show of A Knight of Seven Kingdoms, you get to follow common people.
Yeah.
You get to see their lives, how they live and how they think and act.
Yeah, exactly.
Compared to royalty and what the royalty thinks about versus the common people.
Yeah.
And then in House of the Dragon, you could really like feel like most of the royal people don't actually care about the people.
Yeah.
They just care about themselves, just like almost every person in the world do.
But don't you feel the same in A Knight of Seven Kingdom, that the Targaryens don't care about the common people? Wasn't Baelor sort of the
exception? Yes.
Yeah, the exception.
Yes. But this season paints a different picture for me personally, because you get to see it from different angles.
Yeah.
They don't care. They definitely don't, except for Baelor. But it's just they paint the picture different, because you get to see it from everybody else's view. Like how Egg sees his family, he does not like them at all. And he tried to kill his brother in this last episode. And they do that in House of Dragon as well. They don't like each other. But then you get to see how Sir Duncan the Tall views them as well.
Also, there's a different reason for the animosity within the family during the Dance of the Dragons compared to now.
Yes.
The bastardry of Rhaenyra's children.
Yes.
So there is more of an understandable reason for animosity between the two lines of the family, the Greens and the Blacks.
Yes.
Because Rhaenyra's children aren't trueborn. They are bastards.
Oh, yes.
Which you can instantly see just on their hair color.
Yeah.
They look nothing like the rest of their family.
No.
So obviously the silver hair is pretty dominant. Although Baelor doesn't have the silver hair, but he's a true-born child.
Yeah.
So yeah, an argument could be made. But also the problem there is that like Rhaenyra's hair is silver. The father's hair was silver.
Yeah.
And he's African American in his complexion.
Yeah.
So I mean, nothing about the children's looks scream, this is your father.
No.
Yeah. But we will go more deeply into that in the next episode.
Yes, we do.
So yeah, season 2. It's gonna be interesting to see. We do know that they have more book material to go with. And then the question is always, is George going to be able to finish the series before TV show finishes? Or will it be the same problem that the original Game of Thrones show ran into? So that's going to be interesting. But overall, I liked this season a lot. I felt it reignited the flame of Game of Thrones.
Yes.
And made people interested in this universe again.
Yeah.
I do believe HBO are probably pretty pleased with the outcome.
Yeah.
So we're definitely gonna get to see the rest of this show. There's no risk it's gonna get cancelled anywhere soon, and I do hope that Lionel Baratheon returns in season 2. So I hope this isn't the last time we see him.
Yeah, Me too, because he's also one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, it was a real standout.
Yeah, he really was. And not the kind of character you thought he was going to be just by looking at him and how he acted in season 1. And I sure hope he does return in season 2 as well.
Yeah, the actor really made the role.
Oh yeah, he was the perfect actor for that role.
Yeah, tremendous job. And that's also the thing that Game of Thrones have launched a couple of actors before. Kit Harington got a really good career after Game of Thrones. Also, the guy who played Oberyn Martell, Pedro Pascal, he got his breakthrough as a side character on Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and a reminder to the listeners, you haven't actually seen the original show.
No.
So, after we're done talking about House of the Dragon, we're gonna start watching Game of Thrones and hear what Kelly has to say about that.
Yes.
Which makes it interesting, because then you have seen all the things that will lead up to the Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Also to remember that the book series is actually named A Song of Ice and Fire. It's just the first novel that is called Game of Thrones.
Okay.
However, HBO thought that Game of Thrones was a more catchy tagline, so they named the entire show Game of Thrones instead of A Song of Ice and Fire.
I agree with how they thought.
Yeah, Song of Ice and Fire sounds poetic, good in literature, but doesn't necessarily translate into big budget TV.
No. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to start watching Game of Thrones, actually.
Yeah, so next episode we're gonna continue with House of the Dragon. So any last words for our dear knight Duncan and his new squire Aegon?
A very good journey to you, and we see you in season 2.
And all I have to say to Duncan is remember what Lionel said, sharpen your blade so you don't make a fool of yourself.
Oh yeah.
So thanks for listening today and see you later, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.